Hey there, I'm Shri and welcome to the Educator resource series for Piper Make. Today I'll be guiding you through this tutorial. Let's get started.
So to get started, let's go ahead and hit the Guess My Number tutorial on Piper Make. For this tutorial, all we'll need is our Raspberry Pi Pico. It's our microcontroller, so it actually does all of the computing we need for this tutorial's functions. Go ahead and plug in your Pico. Now, on Piper Make, we're going to start coding. To do that, let's hit the chip menu and drag out a start block. Then we're going to define some variables. Specifically, we're going to name one Pico guess and another one player guess. For Pico guess, we're going to make this basically a randomly assigned integer between 1 and 20. Right now it says 1 and 100, but we'll come back to that. Now let's go ahead and name our second variable. Our second variable is our player guess. It's basically what you're going to be guessing to compare against the Pico guess. All right, well, how do we want our input of our answer to be processed? Well, we want our answer to come in the form of a number. So to do that, let's ask a question. Guess a number between 1 and 20, and then we want whatever input we put in, whether that's 1, 5, 9, we want that to be processed as a number, which is the function of that number as text block. Now we're going to compare the two. We're going to compare using an if equal to block. Let's make an if else and an else statement. And then let's drag out our variables since those are the two we want to compare to each other. Now, basically, we want to say that if we guess a number that's higher than the Pico guess, we want something to tell us that we guessed too high, and vice versa. If it's too low, we want to know that it's too low. So let's insert some print statements that will tell us exactly that. We're going to print too low and too high. Insert the blocks like you see in the tutorial. Now, if it's just right, then we also want to know that. So type in, you won. All right, let's take this for a spin. Let's connect our Pico and then hit our console button. That's where we're going to see all of these different print statements that we've put in. Let's guess a number. Whoops, looks like that was wrong. But it seems like we would want to actually be able to do this without hitting start and stop a bunch of times, right? How can we do that? Well, let's go ahead and insert a loop statement at this point. But where do we want to insert the loop? Where should it go? Go ahead and grab a loop block from your menu on the left. Now, we want the Pico guess to not change as we're doing all of these different things. We don't want it to keep changing as we go through. So let's put that outside the loop, and let's put our guessing and all of the statements around that inside the loop. Let's give that a shot. Awesome. Now you can see that every time we put in a guess, it'll give us the same prompt again. So we can keep guessing numbers until we win. Although it looks like even when we win, it keeps prompting us to give another number. How do we make it stop doing that? To do this, we gotta exit the loop. So we have to put in a block that actually lets us snap out of the if, else, do loop that we've placed there. Go to your loops menu and add this block right below the U1 statement. With that, you can go ahead and start guessing again and play this game until you win. After this, you can ask your students to write a statement that lets them count the number of guesses that they have to make. See who can get the lowest number of guesses before getting it right. What other random variables are useful in everyday life? Thanks for joining us.